Hey, what is going on, guys? It is me, Parksy, your coach of the NI Ariados. Today, bringing back for week number 2 of the PBA, where today we're going to be going against Shiny. Now, if you guys can remember or recall that name very faintly, it is because we played against him in the SDL last week. He's an incredibly great guy. He's incredibly a good friend of mine, a great guy, and he managed to step in for Ariados in the SDL for his reign team, if you guys remember. So big props to that guy. His team in the PBA is miles better than the SDL, so even though we beat him last week in the SDL 3-0, I am not going to be judging him in this battle. In fact, I'm even more scared because I know that Shiny is now out for blood and he wants to beat me even more than ever. But his team in the PBA is miles better than the one in the SDL. But before we get into that, leave a like on the video, subscribe, turn notifications on, do all that good stuff, wink wink, nudge nudge. If these guys want to help out your favorite content creator, let me know these guys enjoy my content. But we are now going to be going through Shiny's team. Sorry, by the way, if I cough anywhere during the video. I haven't yet, but I probably will do. Or if my voice is a little bit hoarse, I've just recorded a 47-minute video, which should be pre-recorded, like, I don't know, a month down the line or something like that. And also I've got the cold. I also have hiccups, but those are past, like, for an hour now, so that's fine. The Chinese team consists of Z, Azumarill, Buzzwole, Serena, and X-Cloud. Braviary, Rhydon. His 4 free picks are Doublade, Electros, Musharna, Weavile, and his Mega is Mega Charizard X. So firstly, as you guys probably are noticing from his team has got a lot of physical offense, a lot of physical attackers. He's got Azumarill, Buzzwole, Serena, Braviary, Rhydon, Doublade, Weavile, and Mega Charizard X, and even Electros can be a physical attacker, but I kind of give him, I kind of give him points because Electros has got a higher special attack, and you see it more as a specially defensive assault vest pivot. But his only real special attackers are X-Cloud and Musharna, and Musharna needs a booster or two before it can start doing anything, and the speed stat is so bad that you really need to run Trick Room on it like quite a few times if you actually want to sweep with it. So it's only X-Cloud that I really had a fear, so that was quite good because I could bring quite a few physically bulky pivots. Of course I wanted to be careful with the X-Cloud, so I brought, some special defense investment on things. But Shiny's Z Azumarill is very scary because it can normally MZ belly drum. Not also that, but Azumarill actually also gets quite a good bit of coverage. It gets Ice Punch knockoff. It can also just Fairy MZ or Water MZ at stabs. Or even if it wants to use Normally MZ, it can use Normally MZ return for a strong breakneck blitz. It has great priority of Auto Drafts. This team's super scary to go against. A lot of sweepers. It has Azumarill, it has Doublade, it has Weavile, it's got Mega Charizard X, it has Musharna, which can Calm Mind, it has Rhydon, which can Double Dance, it has Braviary, which can give it a Defiant Boost, can be scary, it can also bulk up, X-Fly can work up, and I think Serena gets bulk up, Buzzwole gets bulk up, definitely, so like the only Pokemon on this team that doesn't get a setup is Electros, and actually it gets Coil as well. That's kind of weird. But now guys, we're going to be going through the team which I brought against Shiny. Okay, so the first Pokemon that I decided to bring was Gardevoir. Now, this Gardevoir has one intent, and one intent only. It is to break every single wall, and I hope it does. It is Life Orb before attacks. Trace is pretty nice in case I want to trace something like the Buzzwole's Beast Boost, or I want to trace, I don't even know, like, No Guard wouldn't be useful from the Doublade. I don't know, something else would be pretty useful. I don't know if Musharna's got any useful abilities, but maybe from that. I could get, I don't know, but of course, as I said previously, I can get Beast Boost from Buzzwole, and even at normal special attack, this thing's crazy, but at +1, I'm pretty sure everything dies. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure everything dies, even with this Pokemon's coverage, but I just overkill them. As Pokemon has got max special attack and also has got max speed. It is a modest nature, so that means they're going to be hitting very hard. Of course, I've got coverage for every single mon: Moonblast, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, and Energy Ball. Some people said to bring Psychic, but Moonblast is what I'm going to be hitting Buzzwole with anyway, and Psyshock's just in case he brings any physically defensive pivots anyway. I also decided to bring my 2 birds today, my 2 legendary birds, which are also very scared of Stealth Rocks, but I decided to bring them just because he only has Rhino for Stealth Rocks, as you probably have seen, so I thought it was a safe bet to bring these birds. So next up is Phoenix. You might also notice that all my Pokemon are shiny, just for a little bit of a joke for going up against a person literally called Shiny. But we've got Phoenix, which is my devoted counter to the Buzzwole. It can burn things, which is incredible because most of his team is physically based, as I said, really special. The only good special wall breaker is Exploit. Masharna kind of needs to set up a Cam Mine or 2 before it can start doing some stuff. It has Flamethrower and Hurricane, just some general coverage, and its Flame Body. This Pokemon can come in on Dewbait, it can come in on the Buzzwole. It's actually built to take on the Buzzwole, even if it does have Stone Edge or Rock Slide. So you're gonna see me like switching very aggressively into the Buzzwole with this thing, and most people would be like, well, what happens if it had Stone Edge, or what happens if it was Scarf Stone Edge? And like, this is your answer. So next up we've got Grimlock. I'm pretty sure I Dreadlocked this Pokemon last time, or Deathlock or something. I'm gonna call all my Mega Tyrantars something ending with Lock because I can hardly remember the names. But we're bringing Grimlock this week, a pretty defensive Pokemon, 232 defense, 20 attacks. That means that after two pursuit traps on the Masharna, I will be able to knock it out. I also have Thunder Wave because it's very nice to cripple his team. If he is going to be bringing the Mega Charizard X, it'd be nice to cripple that. It'd be nice to cripple the Weavile so that my Gardevoir can outspeed it. And this Pokemon switches in very well against this Mega Charizard X. It's actually a devoted counter. And if the Weavile has no low kick, which I'm presuming, of course, if he will bring it, then it does. It can also take a hit from X-Cloud. If it is Choice Specs, then it's a pretty safe bet to go into this thing, because I doubt with my team he'll go with Surf with Exploit. He'll probably just try and nuke something with Boom Burst. I also have Stone Edge just for general stab, just so I can hit something hard. It hits Buzzwole pretty hard. If it is an offensive variant, it'll do like about 40%. Mawaka is my Zapdos, and this move spread, okay? Last time we brought a crazy EV spread on Mawaka, and this week is no different. I'm sorry, Mawaka. I'm sorry you have to split your EVs everywhere, but this speed allows it to outspeed. Alright, it allows it to outspeed. I think it's max speed Exploit, I believe. Mega Gardevoir. I mean, this Gardevoir. Yeah, allows it to outspeed max speed Exploit, I believe. And Volt Switch is just, you know, for switching around. It's 3 of the 4 same moves from last week. And Air Cutter is like an Oko Buzzwole. These guys do not know the temptation of putting Hidden Power Flying on Zapdos because there's no good special flying type moves. And yeah, I know Air Cutter has a 5% chance to miss, but I'm not aiming for hacks, by the way, in this battle, because my last battle was a little bit hacksy with Kier on both ends. Of course, he burnt my Scolipede, but then I dodged Stone Edge. But you know, if I have a move that has a little bit of a higher critical hit ratio and I'm deducting 5%, like I'll take the change, okay? I'll drop 5% so that I have a higher critical hit ratio. That's just what I'll do. So it seems a little bit more better than Power Flying, because that'll just be pathetic to use. Like my opponent messaging me after the game and it's like, why did you Oko my Buzzwole? I thought that was Hidden Power Ice. It's like, no, I had to run Hidden Power Flying on Zapdos. So Scolipede is my next Pokemon, of course, rocking out of the ground Indian Z. Thank you to Haz for talking to me about this, because originally I was planning to bring, I don't even know what I was planning to bring Poisonian Z, Scolipede, but he was like, ground Indian Z is better, just hit the right on harder. And, you know, I have to agree with him, even though Aqua Tail doesn't even knock it out. It does about 70% max, which is just proof about how ridiculous Ride On is, and that's, I'm pretty sure, a fruit special defensive variant. So Does good defensive, barely takes 50%, but this thing on the sword stance sweeps this whole team. I'm pretty sure you've heard it before. Grounding EMZ is just a very nice move, just hit a lot of Pokemon very hard. I did 1 point in EMZ to hit Buzzwole hard, but oh well. Also, thank you to JP, I believe JP was the person. Yeah, it was JP that I was originally going to bring Choice Scarf Gardevoir 3 attacks, but instead of Energy Ball, I was going to bring Trick. He was like, bring Energy Ball so you can Oko the Rhydon, and you don't really need Trick when you have Shadow Ball and Oko's Doublade, because it, like, I'm pretty sure Oko's Doublade, it's got like an 80%. After Rocks, it's definitely Oko's Doublade, so that's thank you to JP for that. Also, Scarab is it's half and half. I kind of designed the moves, and then Has was like, okay, well, you could add this onto it as well. So I've got Scarab or Scolipede, and this Pokemon, I really did not. You know, it's kind of weird because looking at this team right now, Goodra's amazing because it can 1v1 every single Pokemon on this team, or every single member, but originally I was going to bring Tangela for this Pokemon, but then I realized that my team got very easily swept by Azumarill, so this is actually, this is Showdown glitching out again, guys, okay? I think it happened last time with Slowbro. There's always a Pokemon at the end for some reason, but this has enough speed so that I like max speed Azumarill, and I have enough bulk so that I can live a +2/+6 Aqua Jets. I outspeed Azumarill, so it has to go for the +6 Play Rough. Sludge Bomb does like 80% to Azumarill, so I'm really not worried about Azumarill. I just have to make sure to keep Goodra alive and preserve it well, because it and Gardevoir are going to be destroying some walls because he has very bad switch-ins to these Pokemon. Like, Doublade might be a switch into Gardevoir, and it's just going to get blown the heck back by a Life Orb Shadow Ball, but that is the team, and let's go through the battle right now. Okay guys, so he has brought Azumarill, Weavile, Doublade, Buzzwole, Rhydon, and Braviary, which is a bit weird because unless he's running default Braviary, he has no hazard removal, so I definitely want to get up my rocks, pressure the Weavile and the Braviary. It also pressures the Buzzwole a little bit, and also the Azumarill, but the thing that I noticed about this team is that it doesn't really handle Weavile well, so I kind of just hope for the best. I hope that Scolipede plus, I thought that Scolipede would scare him from bringing Weavile, but of course not. You know, there was second thoughts crossing my mind about this man being crazy enough to bring Choice Scarf Weavile, but yeah, I hope he didn't, or I was hoping he didn't, so we're going to start off on the slow speed as per usual, but as I said, Rhydon was his only rock bringer, which unfortunately he has to bring every single week if he wants rocks. And originally I was wondering, why is he Sheer Force Braviary? Like, there's not really many moves that Braviary gets that can actually utilize Sheer Force, but you know, I'm not one to judge, so he goes out into Braviary for turn 1, as he does swap out, kinda strange, but he goes out into his Doublade. Doubles out into that, so I could have just Oko'd this thing on the Shadow Ball, but I wasn't in the mood for predicting today, so I go into Phoenix. As I said previously, this is my switch into Buzzwole and Doublade, as it does swap out, and he does bring in Rhyhorn, which is very annoying, but I know he's going to set up rocks, so I make the risk and go for the Will-O-Wisp. And I know that if he is going to go for the Stone Edge, I have got my Babari Berry. If he does go for Rock Blast, that'd be kind of annoying, but I usually either go for Stealth Rocks or try and hit me hard with Stone Edge. I didn't really predict him to go for Rock Blast. So I go out into my Mega Tyranitar. I know I can kind of get up rocks versus this thing, as he is probably going to get the Stone Edge. So he goes to the Stone Edge, does barely anything because I am a very physically defensive Mega Tyranitar, and I just want to get my Mega Evolution off as soon as possible so I can get the sand up, start chipping down things, and most importantly get my rocks up. So he goes on to Azumarill. This thing is an absolute nightmare, so I Mega Ball, pick up the Sand Stream for 5 turns, which is great, and I get up my Stealth Rock. So that's going to be chipping down the Braviary. That's also going to be chipping down the Weavile quite a lot, and it's really going to make him think or second guess himself when bringing out Weavile. So he makes a weird play and swaps out his Azumarill. I just go for the Stone Edge, get off some chip damage. I really wanted to hit the Azumarill as hard as I could before it got into Belly Drum off, because if I got enough Sandstorm chip damage, then I should be able to Oko Azumarill with Goodra. So I go out into Moaka, my Rhyhorn, knowing he's not going to go for the rock type attack versus Tyranitar and let me get a free Earthquake. So he goes to the Earthquake as I predicted, and yeah, I get my Zapdos in for free, which is great because this team really does not deal well with Zapdos except this Pokemon which is burnt. So I go for the Roost here, and I know he's going to go for the Rock type attack. I'm kind of trying to stall out my own Sand, which is a little bit weird. I just don't want my Pokemon taking more chip than they need to, but of course Sand was good against this battle. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to Roost stall him out of Stone Edges. And this might seem a bit of a douchebag tactic, but I'm not planning to do this forever, so I'm really good at getting inside people's heads. That's, you know, kind of what I like to do. So I know that if I keep on roosting, and if I then Shiny will eventually get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm trying to beat him until he gets taken down by Burn. So this turn, I predict him to go swap out into something, so he swaps out into Weavile. It's very unfortunate that I didn't go for the Volt Switch because that 2-hit KO'd Weavile after Rocks, but I do go for the Defog right now, although Stealth Rocks would be nice versus his team. I've got a Moltres, I've got a Zapdos, I've got a Scolipede. Those are really annoying Pokemon, and I got 25% off on Weavile, so I can hardly complain. Braviary can also be hurt down by Mega Tyranitar, and this is where I decided to do a little bit of scouting. I was like, okay, if he's going to have the blue kick, he's going to use it now, but I get up the Sand, ship down the Weavile a little bit more. But if he is going to go for the low kick, we're going to go see here that I swap out into the Moltres because I really want to try and find out if this thing is low kick, because I did this last game with Kier's Emicom. I kept on swapping around trying to see if the Pokemon had a low kick, as it did. So I actually get Phoenix in on the Buzzwole, which is amazing. So this gives me a free Hurricane. I don't care if Doublade comes in, because if Fear's being burnt. And he goes out into a Azumarill, which is amazing because this thing's a nightmare to my team. And he lets it take all that chip damage. I still fear the Aqua Jet, but at this point he's down to 11%, so that's really good. So I decided to stay in, knowing that I can take a Aqua Jet. I believe I can take an Aqua Jet, and even if I didn't, and I still had the chance to burn him, and after burning Sandstorm, then his Zoomer would go down. Unfortunately, he decides to save it, so I still have that nuisance to deal with. I want to get at Rocks, but I know the Flamethrower can 2-hit KO this Rhydon, so I go for the 2-hit KO on the Rhydon. Fortunately, knock it out, and that means that Rocks cannot be going up against my team anymore, so I'm free to get up my Rocks now, and Zapdos doesn't have to defog anymore. So he goes out in Braviary, a bit of a weird Pokemon to go out into, but I go into my Zapdos, knowing that if anything he's going to go for the Brave Bird or the Close Combat, he would have revealed it, but he does actually go for the Tailwind, which is kind of weird because I can't really see him bringing Tailwind for much except for the Buzzwole, so he goes for U-turn as he is deciding to go a swap out. That Doublade at max health is still looking pretty annoying because my Gardevoir has a chance not to knock it out, but he goes out into Weavile as I just decided Volt Switch. With Rhydon gone, there is no Volt Switch immunities, so that ships the Weavile down to 32%. This means after Sand Stealth Rocks, the Weavile will be knocked out. So I go into Grimlock, which is my Mega Tyranitar, and so I really want to try and scout out for this low kick, so I go into my Scolipede, 4 times resisted if anything, and he does go for the low kick, but unfortunately I'm a bit of an idiot. I thought that if you send in the Pokemon, then it'll get the speed boost. Unfortunately, you have to keep the Pokemon in for the entirety of the turn. He still swaps out Weavile, which is kind of nice, I guess, and goes out into the Braviary. So I actually swap out my Scolipede here because I thought he's going to go for the Icicle Crash. So I go back out into my Grimlock, my Mega Tyranitar. At this stage I'm like, okay, Mega Tyranitar really is not that useful. It just gets low kicked by Weavile and it dies. So at this moment I kind of forgot that Braviary got superpower, but you know, whatever, I didn't need Mega Tyranitar anyway because it got defeated by Doublade. It was set up fodder for Doublade. It got knocked out by Azumarill Stabs, it got beaten by Buzzwole, and it got beaten by its Braviary, and also it was low kick fodder. So I go for Source Scolipede, which is a good play because I knew if anything he was going to try and swap out because he didn't want his Braviary taken down just yet. Of course, it was still pretty good for my team, as he does go into Bug Builder his Buzzwole. And it was at this moment that I was like, rip has, why did I do this? Why did I not run Poisonium Z? Because that would have been so good versus my opponent. But, you know, he goes, but, you know, Buzzwole is, able to knock out my Scolipede with the 80% accurate stone edge. Luckily he manages to hit it. So I go out into my Phoenix now, and of course Infernape is there completely in the background. You can't see it, but I can see it on the chat. He's like, what if Buzzwole was scarfed? Well, if Buzzwole was scarfed, then it wouldn't have done much because I was Berry Moltres. So he goes down to a Azumarill, and I don't really want to lose my Moltres. It's still pretty good for the entirety of his team. I go into Regina, my Goodra, as I do take the Aqua Jet. Simply, he's not going to play rough Moltres. I go for the Flamethrower, which is unfortunate. I thought he would have swapped out into Goodra versus this thing, but I guess he wanted to keep this thing. That he wanted to lose this thing off, he wanted to sack it off. So Goodra unfortunately takes more damage than it needs to, but I say go for the Flamethrower, knocking out the Azumarill as it will go down. So down goes the Azumarill, and the only Pokemon he's got left is Weavile, Doublade, and Braviary. Also, it's kind of weird how he only brought physical attackers versus me. I thought he would have brought like Shino or Exploit or even Special Electros, but nothing. So he goes for the Icicle Crash, and he knocks out my Goodra, and now I'm like, oh crap, I have nothing for this Pokemon. And so I decided to go out to my Gardevoir, knowing that it might be able to take a hit, as unfortunately my opponent misses. I'm not really sure if that mattered because my Gardevoir might have been able to live a hit, but Moonblast will be able to knock out my, Shiny's Weavile. So down goes Weavile there, and I know that okay, so out comes the Doublade, and I kind of just want to keep this Pokemon, and so I go for the Shadow Ball, Oku the Doublade, as I do get a decently high roll. I mean, it was 80% chance that I would be able to knock out the Doublade. So down out comes the Braviary now. I just want to kind of keep this Pokemon in. I wasn't really too concerned about differential for some reason. I think Brave Bird 2 had KO'd Moltres anyway, so that's why I didn't really swap. So he goes for the U-turn, gets the crits, which is annoying because if this oh yeah, by the way, this Pokemon didn't carry any stab. It was sheer force and had superpower and U-turn, Tailwind and Roost, and I believe he showed them all. Oh no, it actually had Tailwind default. Sorry. So I go for the Moonblast, and I knock Braviary out, and of course I knock myself out by the Recall of the Life Orb. But I still went 2-0 with my legendary Birbs being still alive. So that was a great battle versus Shiny. Well done, my friend. Just showing off this true power of Moltres, getting off some really good kills. Also, Zapdos doing a lot of work being able to defog and Volt Switch around. So your NI Ariados are now 2-0, and we shall be moving on to the next round where we will be going against XD and Infernape and Coach the Pokemon. So that's going to be very scary. But if you guys did enjoy this video at any moment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next video next week at Tuesday. Goodbye.